All right. Welcome to the Schmidt House. Watched my favorite all-time movie last night, Dazed and Confused, and it inspired me to make some chicken and dumplings today. I don't know why, but it did. So, gonna try something different. I grew up, my mom always roasted her chicken in a roaster, and then she would take the broth from that, put it in a little saucepan, and she would use canned biscuits. Take the little biscuits, and she quartered them, and she would drop them in that boiling broth, just a minute or two, and they were ready to go. And that's the way I've always done it. I like them that way. I do. But we butchered those 9 roosters here a while back that we did a video on, and wanted to use one of those birds. And I've never used a whole bird before, so I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna cut it up a little bit and kind of come up with my own little recipe. I'm gonna actually boil them, I think. I thought I might put a little butter in a Dutch oven and kind of put the meat in there and kind of brown it up a little bit, crisp up the skin, because I did not take the skin off. And then just put some broth in there on top of that and let it boil till it's done, and then debone it. So we'll see how that's going to work and record it. You guys can come along and watch. So that's probably not the best way to cut up a chicken. I'm sure there's better ways, but that worked for me. Just want to get it cut up enough to where I can season it a little bit, and it'll all lay in the bottom of a Dutch oven, so I can kind of get a little bit of crispness on it before I put the chicken broth and stuff in there. So we've got the Dutch oven heating up. I'm gonna put a little butter in there. I don't know how much to put, so I'm gonna put some. Start with a little bit. If that's not enough, I'll get a little more. I want to add a little garlic powder with it. I didn't have any. Sure be cool if I did. What I did do, I threw in a little minced garlic in here. We'll see how that's going to work. Oh, it's hot already. You know, when I was doing a little research on how to boil a whole chicken, I noticed everybody using gloves, rubber gloves, latex gloves. You know, you don't want to touch the chicken, the meat with your hands. Heck, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'm going to eat it, I'm going to touch it with my mouth. Why wouldn't I want to touch it with my hands? You know, I never saw my mom My grandmothers, either one of them, ever using latex gloves when they made chicken. So I'm not going to either. I think I'll be alright. But you do what you need to do. I mean, you feel like you want to use gloves, go right ahead. Let this brown up a little bit. And then I'll get some chicken broth in there. And I don't have any homemade bone broth or anything like that. I'm just going to use water and bouillon cubes. And I think that'll be good enough. I'll move these around. It's not perfectly level, so all my butter's on this other side. It might be browning up a little better. Browning up a little better. Good enough, I think. I'm going to go ahead and start putting my broth in there. And I'm thinking I might even chop up a little onion and put in there. You know, my people, they were poor and didn't have a lot. And the only chicken dumplings I ever had was just chicken and dumplings. Didn't have the celery or carrots or peas or any of that in it. And that's what I'm going to do here. Kind of plain chicken and dumplings. Get a little bit more of that. Just enough to kind of cover it a little bit. Well, it's been simmering for about 15-20 minutes. Looking really good. Smelling really good. Still got a ways to go. Really hot out here. About 105 degrees here in the shade. So I had to get a cold one. But once this starts boiling and cooking off, it's going to have some little foamy stuff on top. I guess that's, I don't know if that's blood or whatever that cooks out of the chicken. I know my mother used to always spoon that off, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spoon that off. Then turn it down, put a lid on it, and just let it simmer. Smelling really good. I think that's a 12-inch deep Dutch oven, and I put 10 cups of water in there with 3 bouillon cubes. We'll just see how that goes. See how the flavor is when we're done with it. May have to add more. I don't think a whole lot's going to cook off once I put the lid on. I just need to make sure I have enough broth when we're done for the dumplings, because they will absorb a lot of the water. I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not, taking this off. To me, it looks like a bunch of flavorful good stuff, but we'll just take a little bit of it off. Turn this down. Make sure the fire didn't go off. This homemade cooker, yep, fire went off. Pretty touchy. And that handle's hot, boys. Don't touch the handle. Well, that'll hurt for a little while. Put my hand on that cold beer and be okay. I think we'll put the lid on it. We'll let it cook. They got a couple of Sixers in the house and sit back here and drink some beer. While I'm making references to my favorite all-time movie, it wouldn't be right to not brag about my old car here. It's like old McConaughey was doing on the movie. Mine's not a Chevelle, but it is a 71 Super Sport. $454, 750 Holly double pumper, 425 horse, 373 positive traction. This baby will fly. Okay, enough of that. I had the chicken boiling outside in the broth for an hour and 45 minutes. And it's starting to get where it's coming off the bone a little bit. So I brought it in the house and I'm going to start deboning it. So it didn't make a whole lot, that chicken, but a little rooster, but what's there, it looks very good. It is very good. I actually sampled a little bit of it. I kind of tore up a little bit. Now I'm going to make my dumpling mix, or batter. Cook the dumplings and I'll add this chicken, or I'll add this chicken in with it. Turn the heat off. Once they're done, the dumplings are done, and it'll be good to go. Next, for the dumpling mix, I'm just going to take, got some Bisquick. I think there's probably about 4 cups in there, and I don't know how much it's going to take for the amount of juice I have or liquid I have. But I'm going to start with 4 cups. Just mix a little milk, whole milk with it. Make a little bit of a batter. And start dropping them in there and cooking them. If it's still too runny, then I'll whip up a little more. The biscuits are just about done, or dumplings are just about done. Then I'll add the chicken to it, and it'll be a done deal. Yeah, I think that'll work. Just like that. Okay, we got our broth boiling. And we're ready to go in with the batter. See what happens here. So let me just start making little chunks in like that. Let that cook a little bit until we think our dumplings are done. And it's good to go. Okay, turn the heat off. They look done to me. Very good. I did add a little pepper. I like pepper, black pepper. I like black pepper on everything. It's starting to stick a little bit to the bottom of the pot, I noticed. But very good, very creamy. thick. Smells wonderful. Can't wait to eat it. All right, all right, all right. I wouldn't pack theirs up much because it's going to get wasted.
Please like and subscribe this video. It'll help us out. Thanks for watching.